Hello, everyone. Welcome to Across the Bifrost, the Mighty Thor podcast, where on each and every episode we explore the world of Marvel's Mighty Thor. I am one of your co-hosts, Ryan Doze, today, flanked by two of the best co-hosts in the history of the Nine Realms and of all of Olympus and the Pantheons.
Take that, Will Rose.
Yeah. Eric and Faz are here, and we're going to play a little bit of a game today, everybody. March Madness is in the air. I think we're recording this the day before the Sweet 16 begins. And a lot of people have fun with like different brackets and doing challenges and pools and maybe betting a little cash on it. But mostly just having fun with it. And you might be wondering, as Faz said, why isn't Will Rose here? Well, Will's beloved Tar Heels took an L in the men's tournament, and he's too distraught. We couldn't drag him away from the beach. He's just been surfing endlessly, trying to drive out the pain of this loss. We
do wish him the best in this difficult time, though.
Yeah, we thoughts and prayers are with you, Will Rose. But really, we're just gonna have a lot of fun doing a Marvel Cinematic Universe themed bracket challenge. Here's how this is going to work. Real simply, I because I'm a massive nerd and I'm enabled by these amazing friends to do nerdy stuff and pitch nerdy ideas. We ranked all of the movies by box office, and that's how we did like the seating, like they do in March Madness, the 1 through 16 for each region. We ranked them by box office and put a bracket together, and we're going to have different matchups that we're going to choose which movie we want to go through. We're not doing the TV series or the Disney Plus series, but we are going to go matchup by matchup. And since there's three of us, guys, there's not going to be any ties. We're going to have definite winners every matchup, every round.
Now, listeners, it'll probably be easier to follow along. We're going to post this on Instagram. The bracket, it's probably already up at the time that this is released. So just check there because you're gonna be able to follow along. It'll make a lot more sense if you can see it and you can see kind of how the things move as we go.
So, Paz, is there anything listeners need to know before we get rocking and rolling? Because we've got lots of matchups here in our 35 team bracket.
I'm impressed by the methodology. I just got to say, this is scientific and definitive, if nothing else.
What? That was another thing we were when we were talking about this in the group chat. We were like, how do we do this? Like, is it completely random, or do movies get a certain advantage? Box office was the really only metric that isn't based on someone's opinion.
And even if it's based on opinion, there are too many tied Rotten Tomato scores. It would get confusing as heck. This is the only way to actually have a 1 to 35.
And this is unique. This is a tournament. This is not a ranking of our favorite movies.
It's not a ranking, everybody.
This is a tournament. They have to battle it out.
So we do have an odd number, which means we have our own version of the first four. It's a first six. So these are movies that had really low box office performances, and we're gonna start with them, guys. Let's start off first with, let's go with Black Widow versus Captain America: The First Avenger. Here's what we'll do. We'll kind of rotate who goes first and what order we do this in. So Faz, you have cosplayed Captain America. You have not cosplayed Black Widow yet, but I do look forward to that.
Oh, I would do a mean Black Widow.
So which movie would you take in this matchup?
That's tough. In brief, I'm going to pick The First Avenger only because when I rewatched it, the nostalgia and the feeling for the period piece that it is really impressive and worth doing. Listeners, my methodology is always going to be my own personal list and my own favorites. I'm not even trying to profess which one is better. I am not a critic. I'm not a movie fan that can do that. I love The First Avenger, and it wins. Movie. But I also love Black Widow, just unfortunately not as much.
I'm going to quick piggyback on that one, Faz. I love me some ScarJo, but First Avenger takes the cake here. So we already have a 2-0 lead. Eric, do you want to add another vote to Cap, or give Black Widow her single losing vote?
Oh, thanks. Oh, Hercules, your vote doesn't matter, but we're going to kick it over to you anyway. Yeah, I would say Captain America: First Avenger. My methodology, I'm approaching this with the mindset of which movie would I want to put on right now and watch.
Oh, okay.
So that might be different than what I would consider my favorites or my all-time picks. It's what movie do I want to see right now? And I think I would want to rewatch Captain America: First Avenger.
Well, in that case, Eric, let's go to you first for the next matchup. Captain America: First Avenger moves on to face one of our number one seeds. So, Eric, between the most recent MCU movie, as the time of recording, Thunderbolts is not on this list, everybody. Captain America: Brave New World against Edward Norton's Incredible Hulk.
With that one, I've got to say that's a pretty good pairing. That's a pretty good matchup.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Brave New World between the two.
Okay.
Even though I just saw Brave New World, I've seen Incredible Hulk a few times, and I'm like I would rewatch Brave New World right now tonight.
Okay. Faz, what about you?
So, listeners, the other thing about my rankings is I have a tier list that I have open in front of me to make sure I remember. When I did my rewatch for my wedding, I listed them all, and now when new ones come in, I put them in. So that's loosely what I'm going to be based on, but I have the right to pivot as I see fit. I'm going Captain America: Brave New Bird as well. As a sequel to Incredible Hulk from 10 years later, it's definitely better. And I love Sam Wilson. He is awesome. I love Harrison Ford. He's awesome. Like Eric said, I like the Hulk. I don't know if I'd ever want to rewatch it again. I would watch Captain America: Brave New Bird right now.
I agree with my esteemed co-host. Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson is a win for me. So that's no muss, no fuss. Let's move on to our last first round matchup, and it is the Eternals versus the Marvels. Now I'll go first on this one. I enjoyed both these movies. I think both these movies get kind of irrationally angry takes thrown their way. Mm-hmm. I am a big fan of world building, and I loved the world that Eternals was building. I loved the epic kind ofness of the scope of it. I was heavily entertained by the Marvels because oh gosh, I'm gonna forget her name. The actress that plays Kamala Khan.
Iman
Vellani, yes. Thank you, Faz. She is a joy in anything I've seen her in, but I'm gonna go with the Eternals on this one. Faz, what would, or Eric, what would you do?
Oh no, let me go first for this one.
Oh,
only because I'm picking the Marvels, and that's gonna make it 1-1.
Okay.
I like the Eternals. It's a good movie. It's a little slow for me, and I fucking love the Marvels. That movie is so fun. It's not at the top of my MCU list, but I do really, really enjoy it. I will do anything. I will watch anything Brie Larson's in. I love Iman Vellani. I love Tiona Paris. The three of them together are awesome. And the dance scene alone is enough for me to...
That great scene. Great scene.
Eric, you're the decider. Your vote does matter.
My vote does matter. Okay, well, in the Eternals, the entire movie lacked a villain for me. The villain was completely not memorable at all. There needed to be like a big bad for me to build towards. The Marvels had legitimately one of the best fight scenes in all of the MCU ever, and that was the switching places fight scene where they do some really interesting and fantastic stunt work. Really, really exciting scene to watch. However, I'm going to go Eternals because I like the epicness.
Oh, what a twist! It's so twisty.
Fuck on that, Faz.
The Eternals have the epicness, the visuals, the sense of history. Just it had all the makings of a truly like massive epic blockbuster. And then
wow, I did not see that coming. You completely blew my mind there, Hercules.
What a tease. Okay, so we got those first few matchups out of the way. Now we're heading into our like big first round. And Eric, why don't you go first for this one? The original Avengers against Shang-Chi Legend of the Ten Rings?
Avengers versus Shang-Chi. I've got to give it to the Avengers. I mean, just right out the gate, Loki, the attack on New York, phenomenal. And also really meaningful in MCU history. Not that Shang-Chi isn't going to be meaningful setting things up in the future, but I think just for nostalgia, rewatchability vibes, I could watch Avengers probably any day of the week.
Yeah. Baz, what about you?
I agree. I love Shang-Chi. I've watched it many times. The Avengers is one of the best movies in the MCU. It wins. I watched it literally last week. It is one of my favorite movies. It's campier than a lot of what comes later in a great way, and it is one of the best movies in the MCU.
I agree with the Avengers too, but I will say with Shang-Chi, because it's probably the last time we're going to mention it in this episode, that movie kicks ass.
Oh, yeah. The bus fight, fucking insane.
Like that movie, just like it builds, and also a dragon. Like it's just, it's one of those movies where I kind of anticipated it being like, oh, it's like Marvel does Mortal Kombat, and they're like, nope, we got fucking dragons at the end of this bitch. So next matchup is
Wait, can we just check in? Whose bracket is not busted yet? I just want to make sure I know.
Well, I'll be honest, Eric. I'm going off vibes here, so I did not fill out an entire bracket.
Well,
I'm also going off vibes, so you keep us updated on how your bracket's going.
Well, let's just say that I'm winning then, because it's not busted yet.
Just say that I'm winning.
I'm proud of you because I've already lost.
Thank
you motherfucker.
Speaking of winning, something that Captain America: The First Avenger might not be doing because it is up against Endgame.
Yeah.
Baz, what do you think?
I mean, Endgame. I will save more to be said later in the interest of time. I think that Endgame's going to be going on a bit of a run. I fucking love that movie. First Avenger's great. Endgame is probably at the top of my list.
Yeah. Eric?
Yeah, just watch Endgame on repeat. You can rewatch it all the time.
Yeah, so it's an easy win for what is probably the biggest big budget like a B movie ever. Like it's like not B movie in terms of quality, but like B movie premise. It's like alien guy fights a bunch of superheroes, and it's like let's throw a fucking $1 billion at that idea.
Plus, there's time travel.
Yeah. and we tell you not to think too hard about it.
Yeah. Speaking of another Cap movie that went on to the next round, we have Captain America: Brave New World moving on to face part 1 of Endgame. That's Avengers: Infinity War. I'll go real quick. It's Infinity War because I also call Infinity War Thor 3.5. Because it's essentially a Thor movie.
We did a whole pod about that. Listeners, go back and check it out.
Our buddy Jason Luck joined us for that, Patreon supporter over there. He was like, he pitched me that idea. He's like, dude, Infinity War is a Thor movie. And I was like, I agree. Let's talk about it. Eric, what do you think? Infinity War?
Yeah. Any day. It's got so much great character moments. It balances massive cast with making everyone still feel important. So it's incredible.
Baz?
I'm going to change. No, I'm kidding. I love Captain America: Brave New Bird, but Infinity War is objectively the best movie in the MCU. So we're going with that.
Okay, everybody. Now we're going to get into like some more complicated ones. Eternals won the right to go on and face Spider-Man: No Way Home. So Faz, Spider-Man: No Way Home versus the Eternals.
I don't know why you'd call that complicated. It's Spider-Man: No Way Home. Next question.
Oh, okay. Eric.
Eternals is good. Spider-Man: No Way Home, again, is in my top 10. It wins.
I think you're just mad about the Marvels thing still.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know why you even say that. Eric, what do you think?
No Way Home was definitely for me a more enjoyable movie. I think even on rewatch, when a lot of the initial theater excitement of like these surprises and stuff like that, I think even just rewatching it, it's still really well written, really well done. So that's for me beats the Eternals.
Yep, I agree as well. No Way Home, it freaking delivers. Delivers on pretty much every aspect of a superhero movie. So it wins out. Okay, let's move on to, you know what? We haven't talked about our boy enough. Let's go to Avengers Age of Ultron versus the original Thor.
Oh,
And I'm going to put Eric on the spot first.
This one's tough because
It is.
Thor looks really badass in this. He gets to do some cool fighting. He doesn't have the blonde eyebrows in this. I mean,
Thank God.
it's a very Thor. The Thor that we do get in this movie is very Thor. The fighting's really cool, but dang, like I think just as a Thor fan, I could rewatch the original Thor, even though there's like it's not perfect, but I think it for me has a rewatchability factor, and sort of that's my methodology here.
Yeah.
I'm like, what would I put on and watch right now? I would watch Thor over Age of Ultron for sure.
That's what be, man.
so I'm gonna go Age of Ultron. I love the first Thor movie. It's right in the middle of my list on the MCU list.
Yeah.
The Asgard stuff is some of the best stuff Marvel's ever done. I don't like the New Mexico stuff as much. Whereas Age of Ultron, I've rewatched a billion times and it always works for me. The entire way through, we get an amazing suit for Thor and a lot of cool Thor stuff. Ultron's amazing. It's close, but I'm going Age of Ultron.
And I think, see, here's the thing. I will defend the original Thor movie to my dying breath. But I agree with Faz.
Bracket busted, Eric. Get wrecked.
Oh, bro.
Here's the thing.
Get
That
wrecked.
freaking hurts me to say, but I like my wife can attest to this. We have watched Ultron so many times. I saw Ultron upwards to 8 times in the theater.
I think it's Cynthia's favorite too of the Avengers. Yeah.
I am such a sucker for Paul Bettany as Vision. Like Vision's one of my favorite MCU characters. I think I'm gonna send Age of Ultron into the second round. Sorry there.
Busted.
But that does prove to you listeners, we're not just the 3 Thor stands that are going to let Thor movies just go through because, our final 4 isn't going to be all Thor movies. Our final Thor. Okay, let's move on to, Deadpool and Wolverine against Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Faz, what do you want to, to make this?
Look, I really like Quantumania a lot more than most people do. I wish that the main villain's actor didn't end up being a piece of garbage because I really like the character in the movie. Deadpool and Wolverine wins. We can talk more about it later. It's a great movie. Red and yellow, baby. Ketchup and mustard. Eric, what do you think?
I mean, so Quantumania, I just have a couple gripes with that for me doesn't let it stand up against Daredevil and Wolverine. I didn't like the fact that she had a suit the whole time. She was supposed to be in danger falling into the quantum realm without a suit, but I had a suit. I just didn't want to tell you about it. If your life was in danger, you would have put the suit on. And then there's like so much stuff filmed in the volume and the background is just like wacky. I mean, I'm fine with like interesting, but I think the world they were in dominated over the characters. It was more about showing us this bizarre scenery than it was about telling the story. Yeah. And it lost me a bit. So
That's
Deadpool
fair.
and Wolverine, takes it for me.
Deadpool and Wolverine, that's an easy one for me. I'm sure it'll get a little more complicated later on. So I'll withhold, like Faz, I'll withhold some of my thoughts. But Quantumania really only gets a second thought from me because Paul Rudd is one of the most delightful actors. Okay, let's move on to, you know what? I was looking forward to this one. The original Iron Man against Iron Man 3.
Battle of the Iron Man. That's great.
Eric, what do you think?
Original Iron Man. It's got to be.
Iron Man. Baz, do you also say original Iron Man?
I love Iron Man 3. I have it higher on my list than I think most people do, but it's got to be original Iron Man. I don't even know what we're doing here.
My vote goes for neither of them. But yeah, the original Iron Man.
Ryan abstains, but it's still.
I will say this. Yeah. I do remember a night in college after I saw Iron Man 3, me and a friend of mine stood in the cafeteria until 3 a.m. arguing if Iron Man 3 was a good movie or not. and I was strongly in the I was not in the affirmative, we'll put it that way.
Oh, interesting. I love
I
Iron Man
was
3.
pissed.
I don't think it fits the MCU at all, but
And
it's
it-
an
and
amazing
it
Shane
all-
Black movie.
It all hinged on the fact that they wasted Ben Kingsley.
Oh, fair.
That was my
They didn't,
whole
though.
argument.
They were setting up a 15-year story arc that was paid off in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
And I couldn't care less. Let's go with the next one is Black Panther against the original Ant-Man. This one, I actually think this one is more difficult than maybe people might think. But Faz, what do you think first?
I love the original Black Panther. It wins. Ant-Man is a fun movie. It's the best of the Ant-Man movies, I think. But Black Panther was like such a cultural moment. And I would, using Eric's logic, I'd rather rewatch it. Using my logic, I like it better. And using quote unquote objective measures, I think it was a better movie.
Okay. I here's the thing. I'm willing to give Ant-Man a vote here because I know I'm probably going to get outvoted. But like that movie is so I've rewatched Ant-Man many times. But again, it all goes back to the Paul Rudd of it all. Like I really enjoy Paul Rudd, and I love heist movies. And the MCU doesn't really have that vibe outside of Ant-Man. It doesn't do the whole like we got to sneak into the place and go get the thing. I do think that what the movie Black Panther did for its cultural moment and did for the character of T'Challa, because let's be honest, like Black Panther as a cultural marker was not like how many people knew about Black Panther before that movie came out? That's fine. Like, but how many people knew about Ant-Man 2? I just think T'Challa is a more important character. Chadwick Boseman, his story is so iconic. So I say Black Panther.
For me, Ant-Man was one of the first examples of a Marvel movie breaking the sort of Marvel formula. Before, a Marvel movie felt like a quote unquote Marvel movie, and it was always this big, grandiose, epic superhero movie. And Ant-Man was one of the first successes that really crushed it with a completely different feeling to it. It felt like heisty comedy stuff, but still had Marvel characters. But with Black Panther, I think I'm a sucker for world building and to create the visuals of Wakanda out of just the comics as reference, to invent that vibe and feel and look, and that how that all fits together in a movie for the first time, to bring that to the screen. So impressive, and some really cool action scenes. My nephews can't get enough of Black Panther. They're freaking like such a cool character, such a complete and built out world. So I'm going to give it to Black Panther.
Agreed. Black Panther moves on. Let's go to another matchup that I think is kind of a cool one. Spider-Man Homecoming and Captain America the Winter Soldier. I'm just going to say, like, Homecoming is fun. Winter Soldier kicks ass. And I just don't think there's any two ways about it. Like, Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes in the Winter Soldier motif, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. We get the introduction of Sam Wilson. Steve Rogers really gets to like dig into who the character is in the modern age. And I think Chris Evans hits a home run in this movie. Winter Soldier by a mile. Eric, what do you think?
I agree with you. I'm hearing that Bucky Barnes is hot, and I concur. For me, though, Homecoming was our first real introduction to Marvel Spider-Man beyond just a quick cameo. And it felt like a Spider-Man movie. It was fun. It had its dramatic moments. I don't know. I think Winter Soldier is put up on this pedestal of being one of the best MCU movies, but I would rather right now in this moment watch Spider-Man Homecoming.
Winter Soldier does hit a little hard. It's like,
Don't
Okay,
worry,
Matt, break the
listeners.
tie.
I'm picking Winter Soldier just to keep the best movies rolling. Don't worry. Homecoming's great. I love
Wow.
Homecoming. I love Vulture. That scene in the car alone is amazing. But
Great.
Winter Soldier is number 6 on my list. It is one of my favorite MCU movies. It's the one that made me go, "Holy shit, Captain America kicks so much ass." And had me go back to rewatch the first Avenger and be like, "Oh, he always kicked so much ass," but I didn't feel it the same way the first time. Maybe because I was 12 or however old I would have been at the time.
Okay, let's go. Let's return to Black Panther. Wakanda Forever, the second Black Panther movie, against the original Guardians. Faz, the way your face just like changed. What do you think?
I think it's the original Guardians.
Okay.
We're getting to the point where it's hard. I really like Captain America Wakanda Forever.
Captain America,
Based on
Wakanda
sorry,
Forever.
sorry, but I'm reading my list while I'm saying it. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Thinking about Eric's thought process, I don't really want to rewatch that movie. I do want to rewatch Guardians. Thinking about when I rewatched Guardians last, it was so much better than I remembered that I think I have to go Guardians. But both are phenomenal films.
I mean, I agree with you. I think the original Black Panther casts such a long shadow. And like, here's what I'll say. If we're judging these movies on the first 10 minutes of each movie, Wakanda Forever. But I think like after we get past the emotional beat of Chadwick's passing, like the movie settles in a lot. And at certain points in that movie, I don't know how to feel about Letitia Wright as Black Panther.
Oh, see, I disagree with that. I love her as Black Panther. It's
no.
more that the story gets slow.
I I don't know. I haven't rewatched that movie in a long time, so maybe I'm just talking out my ass on here. But Guardians, again, if I want to like dip into Eric's thinking, Guardians is so rewatchable. So Eric, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Guardians is infinitely rewatchable. I'd watch that right now. I think Wakanda Forever, really interesting stuff with Namor and the whole vibe and creating a world, and very creative, great visuals. I love the acting because he feels creepy and arrogant, like I think Namor should be.
Right.
He's incredibly powerful and kind of a dick, but
Crazy, comic accurate.
I didn't like the underwater swimming scenes. They should have got actual swimmer stunt doubles because there is a way that Olympic swimmers swim underwater, and I feel like if you lived underwater, you would swim like an Olympian at least. So, yeah, and that's
take I've not heard yet.
That's the reason. No, that's just
the goddamn swimming. Okay, we're going to continue with the Guardians theme, and we're going to do a back-to-back Guardians versus Thor matchup. So, Guardians Volume 2 against Thor Love and Thunder. Faz, let's get you out of the way.
So Love and Thunder is my pick. It's my favorite solo MCU movie. I would watch it right now if I could. So Love and Thunder. I will talk more about it later.
And listeners, if that lost you, well, I don't know. He hasn't been shy since day one. I do love that. That's like an incredibly divisive take. It's like it's just a superhero movie. Come on. I'm gonna say Thor: Love and Thunder here, not because I don't enjoy Guardians 2, but Guardians 2 sets up a lot of cool things, and I don't think it delivers on them. Now, you might be sitting there thinking like, are we really talking about Love and Thunder like versus Guardians 2? Hey, I'm a guy that loves Natalie Portman since the day I stepped into nerd culture. So if you get me Jane Foster as the mighty Thor in a movie, sorry, game over, man. Love and Thunder moves on for me. Eric, do you want to give Guardians the pity the pity vote?
there's different parts of these different movies that really excel, and so it's hard to pick one out of whole cloth. You know, some of the stuff with Love and Thunder for me really didn't land. I like the whole children getting the power thing. I'm like, that didn't really do it for me. But the whole Guardians thing with ego, it kind of gets real ego-y and weird. And like, there's parts of that I can't stand either. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to, as a whole, I'm going to give it to Guardians Volume 2
Okay.
and in terms of rewatchability.
Well, this one might be a little more difficult. Thor Ragnarok, Guardians Volume 3. Good grief. Eric, well, let's have you go first for this one. Since you brought up the rear on the last one. Ragnarok versus Volume 3 for Guardians.
Ragnarok every day of the week. I'll watch that. I would watch that every day of the week.
The rumors are true, everybody. Faz, what do you think?
Guardians Volume 3, I think, might be objectively a better movie. It's perfection, but it's dark and it's sad. I prefer Thor Ragnarok. I think that Thor Ragnarok's the reason why I'm a Thor fan. That movie, I saw it 8 times in theaters like Ryan did. It wins, but Guardians 3 is a phenomenal movie. I've also only watched it like twice, and I have no interest in rewatching it.
I co-sign what you both said. Ragnarok is infinitely rewatchable. It's like the original Guardians in that way. Guardians 3 brought the trilogy together and gave it a conclusive ending, but it hits so damn hard. Like, you're right, it's probably objectively a better movie. But Ragnarok is what really, like, it revamped everything and reimagined Thor. In a very cool way. Okay, let's get our last Thor movie out of the way. Thor: The Dark World against Captain Marvel. Baz,
So
first crack at it.
on Eric's rewatch model,
You're all stealing my model. Just take my methodology.
Captain Marvel, once you know the twist, is less rewatchable to me. Thor: The Dark World, I have extremely high on my list because of the world building and the Thor and Loki stuff. I'm picking Thor: The Dark World, but it must be said that Captain Marvel is excellent.
Okay. Yeah. Eric, by the way, the reason why your rubric has been co-opted is because I realized, oh my God, there's actually a lot of there's a lot of meaning in that. It's like, oh, have I actually watched these movies as much as I thought do I actually enjoy these movies as much as I
let the data speak for itself.
Look, to be clear, it's not the deciding factor for me, Hercules. I'm allowing it to let me speak about multiple films when I've got a pick already. I'm using it as my reason to talk about both.
Okay, all right.
Eric, what do you think? Because you're a big Captain Marvel fan too. So what do you think about Captain Marvel against Dark World?
I think for me, both of these movies got better the more I watched them. And that's a good sign. That means that there's more nuance there and there's more to the story than I originally picked up on. But for me, if I'm looking at objectively, if I looked at my watch history, I think it's going to be Dark World. I think I've seen that probably twice as many times as I've seen Captain Marvel.
Ryan, what do you think?
Cool. I'm going to go with Dark World. I am not a Brie Larson hater. I do enjoy that movie. I just think Dark World gives us so much more, like Paz was saying, world building, and I love world.
So much Asgard.
Okay, let's do. Oh, here's a good matchup: the original Doctor Strange against the sequel Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. So, Eric, what do you think? First Doctor Strange, second Doctor Strange.
I got to go with the first, the original. I think that's it's an enjoyable movie. It's a really great origin story. It does all the things for an origin story I think that we need to. It really sets up the character for sure.
It packs a lot in too. So I will also say the original Doctor Strange, but Multiverse of Madness is no slouch. Faz, what do you think?
I'm going Multiverse of Madness.
Okay.
They're on my list. They're like within 2 of each other. That's a very close pick. When I rewatched it, I liked it a lot more than the first time I watched it. So yeah. I put it as a little higher. I like the Raimiism, so on and so forth.
So the original Doctor Strange will move on, but yeah, that was a tough one. That's a close one. Let's move on to Spider-Man: Far From Home against Ant-Man and the Wasp. I will go first on this one. Ant-Man and the Wasp every day of the damn week. I of the Spider-Man of the solo Spider-Man we've gotten from Tom Holland, I enjoy this one the least by far because it takes Spidey away from New York. It takes him away from a lot of the markers that I really like about him. And again, it's like one of those movies like once you know the twist with Mysterio, like yeah, we get a lot of cool special effects, but I like Paul Rudd. I love Evangeline Lilly. I'm a sucker for the Wasp. And though like Ghost is not a great villain, I think the development of the relationship between Hope and Scott is what I'm there for in that movie, and I really enjoy that movie. Probably more than most. Eric, what do you think?
I also had Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think that it delivers on comedy. It delivers on. There's a few heartstrings in there. It everything's tied up with a nice bow. It's very rewatchable. I mean, Far From Home is not a bad movie, and I actually on this one I might have seen Far From Home more than I've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I think I'm still going to go with Ant-Man.
I did. Faz gave us both a look. It was like I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. What, Faz? You were going Spider-Man on this one?
That scene where Jake Gyllenhaal Mysterio is doing his maniacal speech, and then the scene later when he's got Spider-Man in the Mysterio like vision stuff
Oh yeah.
is just perfection for Mysterio content. And you guys are both wrong, but I respect your decisions.
But that's one scene though. Yeah.
It's two
It's a good
scenes.
scene.
Eric.
It's two good scenes.
Oh well, two scenes. I changed my mind. Okay, our last first round matchup is Captain America: Civil War against Iron Man 2. This one should not take long. Faz, what do you think?
Civil War. Iron Man 2 is pretty good. Civil War is one of the best movies in the MCU. Next question.
Man, he is just knocking them out. Eric, what do you think?
Civil War. Yep, hands down.
Civil War. Yep. It's Avengers, 2.5. Okay, we are moving into the next round.
Sweet 16?
Sweet 16. Here we go. Oh God. Here's the thing. We are trying to speed this up, but we're getting to the point where we can't. Let's go. Okay. Avengers Infinity War, the original Guardians. Two
Infinity War.
objectively great movies.
I'm gonna say
Eric, go
Infinity
ahead.
War. That's it. I just said it. Infinity War.
Yep.
I agree, Infinity War.
I agree too. Infinity War.
It's unanimous.
Okay. Dark World against Deadpool and Wolverine. Fucking yikes. It's Deadpool and Wolverine for me. Like I love Dark World. I'll defend Dark World against most movies, but Deadpool and Wolverine is infinitely rewatchable. Guys, what do you think?
I'm going Thor Dark World.
Oh, you bitch.
I like Deadpool and Wolverine. Each time I've watched it, it's gotten a little bit worse, and I'm worried if I watch it as many times as I've watched Dark World, I'm not going to like it as much anymore, and it kind of slides down my list as I watch it.
Okay. Eric, do it.
So I was listening to a deranged birthday episode of this Thor podcast, and they watched the entire movie Thor the Dark World and like did live commentary. And honestly, that's one of the turning points for me that made me appreciate that movie so much more. And I gotta vote Thor the Dark World.
Fuck yes. Get wrecked, Ryan. Get wrecked, Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Toes.
I love that. Like, it's like Star Wars. Like, and that was the sound of 100 listeners screaming out in terror and then being utterly silenced. Okay, Dark World moves on. Let's do the original Avengers against Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Faz.
Very, very close. I have them as 5th and 6th on my list. I'm going the original Avengers, and it's very difficult to choose, but that's my pick.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I love both of these movies for very different reasons. I think I'm going to go with the original Avengers because it's iconic. Like nothing like the original Avengers had ever been done before. Eric, what do you think? Avengers versus Winter Soldier.
Oh, I already voted against Winter Soldier last round, so
I'm just
so yeah, Avengers for me.
okay. Let's do Ant-Man and the Wasp against Black Panther. Fast, give it to it. Give it to him.
I mean, Black Panther. He's just killing Ant-Man everywhere. Let's do this. He's squashing those bugs. Let's go. Let's go, Black Panther. T'Challa, Wakanda forever. Let's go.
I mean, Eric, what do you think here? We both got Ant-Man and the Wasp into the second round.
Yeah, I mean, in the previous round, Far From Home and Ant-Man and the Wasp was such a weird pairing that it actually was really difficult for me to pick, but this one is much more clear. It's Black Panther.
Good.
Yes. Easily moving forward. Let's do Spider-Man No Way Home against Thor Love and Thunder. The one of the two Thor movies that are left. Faz, what do you think? You're a fan of both?
I love both. No Way Home is an amazing movie. Seeing the three Spider-Men is fantastic. Thor Love and Thunder is my pick. We get so many scenes that are my favorite scenes in the whole MCU here. From about the midway point onward, it's probably my favorite MCU movie, notwithstanding Infinity War and Endgame. I bet I'm going to lose here, but I'll die on the Necro Sword. I'm picking Thor Love and Thunder.
Oh, man. He's just volunteering for the Necro Sword. Eric, what do you think?
This one, okay, I do love Thor movies and I do love rewatching Thor movies, but I'm going to say No Way Home because this was such a movie theater experience for me where I was pleasantly surprised around every corner. And Love and Thunder, it might have been because I put it up on too much of a pedestal, but I actually had periods of time in the theater where I was like a little frustrated. And so I'm thinking about my initial watch on these, which one's in theater experience. No Way Home was just, I came out of there smiling. I was just so excited.
So I will break our tie here. And I will say this. I have not watched either of these films a lot since I've watched both of them at least once since they came out. I think I am going to go with No Way Home because that movie in the theater, like Aunt May dying, all of the villains coming out, like all the reconnections, the way they mishmatched everybody together, to me it just kind of landed a little better. I love so many elements of Love and Thunder, but I don't.
You guys are so disappointing.
So
disappointed in you both.
Preaching to the choir.
Tournament.
I'm gonna
somewhere Esad Ribic is smiling and Jason Aaron's mildly disappointed.
I'm gonna go with No Way Home, but again, no shade to a great Thor movie. Let's go the original Doctor Strange against Avengers Age of Ultron. Faz, since we can get you out of your wallows of sorrow.
I'm wallowing. I'm very, very, very wallowy. I'm going to continue to be Waluigi and wallowing, but I'm picking Age of Ultron. I love that movie.
Sorry, you killed me with the Waluigi thing. What did you say?
I said Age of Ultron's my pick. Best Thor suit. Ultron's dope.
Yeah. Eric, what do you think?
I think you guys have actually changed my mind about this. I'm going to go Age of Ultron.
Good.
Yeah. I would have also gone with Ultron there.
Listeners, that's what you call a pity vote because he feels bad for killing Love and Thunder.
But here's what I'll say though. Doctor Strange, such a fucking solid movie. Like it's so good. Mm-hmm. Benedict Cumberbatch is objectively awesome. So that's no shade there. Let's go with Captain America Civil War against the original Iron Man. Faz, what do you think?
That's tough. 2 Iron Man movies, so Ryan's gonna hate both of these, but he's probably gonna pick Civil War because Iron Man gets the shit kicked out of him. I'm gonna pick Civil War because it's Avengers 2.5, but the original Iron Man is an amazing movie.
It's such smaller scale though. Like it's a great origin movie, but against like Civil War is essentially like dump all your action figures out on the carpet and just like smash them.
No, onto the tarmac, thank you. Onto your parking, onto your driveway is what it's more like. But yeah,
I'm also going to go with Civil War, also because of the MCU debut of Spider-Man is really freaking well done in that movie. Eric, are you willing to give Iron Man a vote, or would you have gone with Civil War?
Willing to. I was planning on putting my nickel down on Iron Man, actually.
Okay.
Because I feel like that story is very tight. It does its job very well. So
I just also love the emotional beats of Civil War, like the breaking of friendships, and that story, though not done in its comic like scope, like seeing Steve and Tony and their friendship fall apart is, I don't know, it's weirdly like just so emotional. But Eric, give us the first vote on Endgame versus Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. That's it. That's the movie.
Oh God.
this one should have been a video podcast because my reactions have been ridiculous.
Get out of Hey, Endgame's great, but like Ragnarok is my favorite movie, period. So
Wow.
What are you gonna do?
This is fun, Ryan. Ryan, I have to go next because Endgame is my favorite movie.
Oh,
so
guys,
this is
don't do this to me.
Ryan, you have to choose now. You're going to need to decide who your favorite is because Avengers Endgame, still I get emotional at the ending. And I've watched it an infinite number of times. Thor Ragnarok, I still love. Endgame is the best superhero movie that's ever existed, in my opinion. Ryan, tiebreak us.
I love Ragnarok. I love Endgame. I have to go with Endgame, Eric. I'm so sorry.
Yes! Oh!
Mostly because at no point in Ragnarok did I jump out of my chair and scream. And
Best theater experience of my life.
And I did twice in Endgame.
I mean, it's a really good movie. I love it too.
Ragnarok is so good. Damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Endgame. I'm sorry.
That's a tough one. That's a crazy Sweet 16. That is a crazy Sweet 16. That's like a Final Four matchup for sure.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
A lot more difficult.
Like Ragnarok definitely picked up a couple shitty losses early in the season, and we're seeded low because of that. Yeah,
I can't believe Dark World is the last Thor movie left.
That's why it's a tournament, right?
Here we go. Bracket buster. Let's go with speaking of being in the end game now. We are with the original Avengers against Avengers Age of Ultron. Faz, what do you think?
Wait, we're already in a semifinal, Avengers versus Age of Ultron?
No, that's one of we're in the Elite Eight right now. That's one of our Elite Eight matchups.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I am gonna go. You were right. It gets really hard. What does my list say? I'm going to need to defer. I have to defer to my list because I'm so torn, listeners. I'm going to go with the original Avengers only because it's higher rated on my MCU rankings because I love them both so much.
Eric, what do you think?
All right. My feelings are changing over time. I had Age of Ultron going out in the first round against the original Thor movie, but now
you're picking it into the semis.
Now I actually want it in here because I'm thinking in the original Avengers movie, I don't like it when they're fighting. I like them when they get along better. I want them to already be the Avengers. And so Avengers Age of Ultron, they're Avengers for longer, I think, in the movie, and it's more fun.
So here's the thing. Which movie do I want to lose to Endgame? That's like I agree with Eric. Like I like Age of Ultron because of all the teamwork we get to see and all the inside jokes, the party scene in Avengers Tower, them taking out the Hydra base. I like those scenes, stopping Hulk,
Naked Vision bursting out of a fog.
And the fact that, again, one of the other MCU movies where I audibly was like, shit, when Vision picks up the hammer, I was dumbfounded. So I'm gonna go with Ultron, even though Avengers is legitimately one of the most important movies of the 21st century. But
Fair enough. I'm not sad to lose that one, and I'm good with that.
let's go with Avengers Infinity War against the original Black Panther. Eric, what do you think?
Infinity War. Easy.
Oh my. Faz, what do you think?
Infinity War easy.
Yeah, Infinity War easy. Like
Black Panther's a great movie. Infinity War is one of the greatest movies.
well, and also like in the last 45 minutes, Wakanda really does get its moment in Infinity War. Like with the culmination of that movie happening in Wakanda, it's like yeah, it's Infinity War featuring Thor and a lot of Black Panther. Like let's go with Infinity War going into the final four. Let's do. Can't believe this is happening. Spider-Man: No Way Home against Thor: The Dark World.
Elite Eight, let's go, baby.
That's so good. Faz, why don't you do this one first?
Thor: The Dark World. That's my pick. Cinderella story continues.
You're manifesting this so hard.
No Way Home is a excellent movie. It's objectively a better movie. I prefer Thor: The Dark World. It's the coolest MCU suit. Thor and Loki's amazing. Thor and Jane is great. Odin is a lot of fun. The Dark Elves are fun, even though Malekith kind of sucks. Dark World. Next question.
Eric, are we gonna make him a sad boy again? Why don't you hit this one?
For me, I think it comes down to costumes, location, cinematography.
Waste picking Dark World.
It's going to be Dark World.
Oh my god!
You can tell that he was going that way because the No Way Home cinematography kind of sucks because of COVID. The No Way Home costumes are fine. The Dark World costumes are perfect.
Yeah.
Cannot believe Dark World is in our final four.
I can believe it.
Having beaten
It's
out,
very on brand for us.
having beaten out Deadpool and Wolverine and the best Spider-Man movie.
Just wait. It's coming for Infinity War next, guys. The Grim
Oh,
Reaper keeps on going.
You are smoking your shoes if you think that's gonna happen. Let's do Endgame versus Civil War. Eric, give us the first vote here.
Endgame versus Civil War. I mean, it's got to be Endgame. That's obvious. I mean, it's not obvious, but it's pretty obvious.
Paz.
Civil War is like a small version of Endgame.
That's
So Endgame wins.
Yes.
It's like the end of an arc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. As much as I really, you know what? I'm gonna give Civil War a pity vote here. Who am I kidding? Guys, it's Endgame.
Yeah.
Scoreboard. Doesn't matter.
I love taunting Eric.
Have we made it to the final four?
You suck. So in our final four, we have Avengers Endgame against Avengers Ultron, and then Avengers Infinity War against fucking Thor: The Dark World. This is our Cinderella here. Gosh, I cannot wait for me to get a direct message from somebody that's like, so I know you guys are complete, complete home.
Just wait. Dark World's gonna win, buddy. I'm feeling good. I put a large wager on it.
Okay, big talker. Infinity War against Thor: The Dark World. I'll start Infinity War. Go fast.
No, I want to go third. Eric, you go next.
I think I'm not known as like a cinephile. No one's like looking up my critique of movies to see. I'm not like a taste maker, right?
Oh God, he's gonna.
So my reputation's not on the line here.
Yep.
Oh my god.
But with that being said, it's Infinity War.
Oh, I got excited.
You fucking tease.
I thought you were gonna make me either put my money where my mouth is or pick the best movie. I'm gonna pity vote Dark World. It's obviously Infinity War. It's probably the best Thor story. The line alone of I'm 1,500 years old. I've killed probably twice that many, and each and every one of them would have rather killed me. Thanos is the latest in the long line of bastards, so on and so forth. That scene alone is enough for it to win, but
Yeah.
Dark World is an amazing movie, and I'm giving it a pity vote to show that it barely was defeated in the semifinals of our bracket.
Okay, everybody. Second to last. Avengers Endgame against Avengers Age of Ultron. Baz, you went last on the previous one. Why don't you hit this one first?
Endgame, Endgame, Endgame. Age of Ultron's a great movie. Endgame is the best movie.
Eric.
Now you see what we could have had Ragnarok versus Infinity War in the finals, but y'all screwed it up. So
Could have had Ragnarok versus Darkhold in the finals if I had my way.
all right, yeah, I'm gonna go Endgame. Endgame, yeah.
Yeah. I will say this. Age of Ultron crawled so that Endgame could run.
Mhm.
Okay, everybody, we've gotten to our final matchup, our March Madness MCU bracket final, and it is, I don't know, predictably, Avengers.
This is definitely a 1v1 final.
Avengers Endgame against Avengers Infinity War. Would anyone like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I want to just start by saying, Rye Guy, great job on the seeding, because I feel like we found a satisfying sort of conclusion here. I feel like if I would have just done this and started filling in stuff, we would have got like a weird, wacky result, and it wouldn't have been like, this shows that tournaments can probably actually produce some definitive results. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go Infinity War.
Okay. Baz?
So Infinity War is objectively the best movie in the MCU. It is perfectly timed. It balances 50 characters in an amazing way. It's a closet Thor 3.5. It involves the coolest look of Thor probably in the MCU, other than the Viking that we get for 5 minutes in Love and Thunder. It is
That you're not heard about at all.
it is a perfect movie. Thanos is amazing. Everything is so amazing about it. And the greatest movie of all time is Avengers Endgame, and that gets my vote because the emotion, the way that I view them is the way I view Love and Thunder and Ragnarok. Infinity War is a perfectly built and organized movie, like how Ragnarok is a perfect ticking machine. Love and Thunder and Endgame, both of them, the emotion of the second half outweighs everything that's kind of wrong with the story to me. And it has the most satisfying conclusion of a 10-year saga that you could ever hope for. Endgame is my pick.
But if you don't swallow the time travel pill, Endgame doesn't work. And there's probably a not small portion of the population out there who is sitting here in the theaters being like, oh, that's it. Oh,
yeah,
it's just
but
a time
Eric,
travel story?
you're forgetting Captain America wields Mjolnir. Iron Man snaps and says, "I am Iron Man," then gives us a dead outro where he talks
I see what you're
to
trying
his daughter.
to do,
Those are great moments.
The
But it
greatest
all-
moments in all of Marvel. The end where he tells his daughter he loves her 3000, and then Happy tells her that he's going to get cheeseburgers because she loves cheeseburgers just like her dad.
But there's a not small percentage of the plot that is a little hand wavy if you think about it.
It's actually the least hand-wavy type of time travel if you speak to quantum physicists. Ryan,
Well,
it's up to you.
But I haven't spoken to
brain
them,
versus
so-
heart. Let's go, Ryan. Brain versus heart. Pick.
I hate when mom and dad fight. Okay, here we go. By the way, I hate that I have to essentially make this decision.
I'm so glad you have to make this call and that Eric and I were so passionate on either side.
Okay, if I'm judging the moments, Endgame. If I'm judging the movie,
Oh, no, it's not over yet.
Infinity War.
Final answer?
Fuck. I go with Infinity War.
Oh, right there.
Faz, I'm sorry.
Just like
this
you-
far.
I get that you hate Iron Man. I thought you'd pick the one where he finally dies. I thought that would help you.
That would be my ultimate revenge.
I thought that'd be the easiest way for you to decide. I guess I should have said that before you made your pick. Don't forget, Ryan, it's the one where he dies.
Yes, that would have swung the favor. Infinity War it's a massive, huge, big budget, Endgame level movie, and I don't love time travel. So I love the big moments at the end of Endgame. It literally, like, I can watch those. Oh no. I just saw the spinning wheel in our chat and I was like, no.
No. It's just me sending a cool photo of Thor from Infinity War.
That is very cool.
It's all good. Yeah.
Avengers
Talk
Infinity
about
War.
talk
Just,
about moments.
and
When
also
Thor
like,
comes back at the end, yeah.
the other thing is like if we are going to go completely on brand for ATB, like Infinity War is probably the best Thor movie.
It is the best Thor movie. That's true. And Endgame, for all of its virtues, is not a great Thor movie. It has a very cool story about him dealing with depression and becoming his best version of himself by the end. But Infinity War is just Thor at his absolute best.
Yeah, it's peak Chris Hemsworth as the character.
Mhm.
So guys, any final thoughts real quick on this? Everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this, listener. I hope you've enjoyed this screaming at your podcast app. You're like, you dumb
Cheering for
schmucks."
Dark World with the rest of us. I know Alex is listening, being like, "You fuckers! If Faz got his way, Dark World would have won this."
Yeah. Eric, you got any final thoughts, and we'll hop aboard the Rainbow Bridge and get out of here.
Hopefully it was enjoyable. Hopefully you followed along. Otherwise, it probably sounds like a bunch of deranged babbling. But
Yeah.
I had fun. So
I had a ton of fun. Faz, what about you? I know you took the L.
Honestly, though, I didn't take the L. Infinity War is my number 2 movie. So
Yeah.
if Endgame's going to lose, I'm pretty happy with that. So this was a lot of fun. My only regret is that you guys are way too low on Love and Thunder. But what could I expect from people who haven't even read every issue of Thor comics yet?
Oh my gosh, this guy. Everybody, I think my one last final thought on our final matchup is when I watched the original Star Wars trilogy, I enjoy New Hope. I enjoy Return of the Jedi, but Empire is just it's just peak. I think Infinity War is the Empire Strikes Back of the Marvel universe. Like, yeah, it ends you on a downer, but like it's such a perfectly crafted movie. I love that we did this, guys. We should do more fun stuff like this where we just drink and I don't know yell at each other. Maybe people like that. Everybody, if you want to support the show, we have Patreon links in the episode description. You will have gotten some fun stuff ahead of time. That's our way of saying thank you to you for helping us keep the lights on. If you want to continue the conversation, which I'm sure you do after an episode like this, you should reach out to us on Instagram and keep it clean. But I would love to talk to you about it. And we would love to have a conversation with you on Discord. You can join our small but mighty band of Thor fans over there. We don't just talk about Thor comics. We talk about DC comics, sports, movies, all that kind of stuff. Really, it's just a fun group of people that we interact with. And all 3 of us are there. So you can chat with us in that space. Before we jump over the Rainbow Bridge, just want to remind you all that wherever you are, no matter what you're doing, if you're sitting with your friends arguing about which is the best movie, who doesn't do that? Like, that's what having friends is for. It's to argue about the stuff you all mutually love. It's why we have this group of hosts here on ATB. Whether you're doing that, whether you're watching MCU movies, whether you're excited about the MCU movies to come, like Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, whatever you're doing, just remember to stay worthy.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if it be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Ba-bum, ba-dum-bum.
907's pretty good. Hey, we did a pretty good job
Yeah.
for your